welcome to this congregation. We are the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Lower Bucks. I'm Rich Kelly, and I'm your lay leader for today's service. Thank you for choosing to join us today. Our UU community is built on love, connection, and acceptance for all. Our goal is to strengthen your personal and spiritual journey through today's message in word and song. And now, I invite you to relax and enjoy this time together.
Good morning to everybody here in this room and on this Zoom. We're going to start this morning. I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving weekend. As in my family, the tradition is we go see a movie. You probably know where this is going. I remember seeing Wicked on Broadway, and of course the movie that came out only had part one in the first act. But in the second act, there's a beautiful song, and it is about a relationship between two women, and it is about a friendship, but it is also emblematic of any kind of relationship that you might have for another person. And I think it's a wonderful place for us to start today and the theme that we're going to be talking about today. And so for our song today, I hope you will enjoy or sing along or just meditate on this song by Stephen Schwartz from Wicked, Act 2. I've heard it said that people come into our lives for a reason, bringing something we must learn, and we are led to those who help us most to grow if we let them, and we help them in return. Well, I don't know if I believe that's true, but I know I'm who I am today because I knew you. Like a comet pulled from orbit as it passes the sun, like a stream that meets the boulder halfway through the woods. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? But because I knew you, I have been changed for good. It well may be that we may never meet again in this lifetime. So let me say before we part, so much of me is made of what I learned from you. You'll be with me like a handprint on my heart. And now whatever way our stories end, I know you have rewritten mine by being my friend. Like a ship blown from its mooring by a wind off the sea, like a seed dropped by a skybird in a distant wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? I do believe I have been changed for the better. And because I knew you, because I knew you, I have been changed for good.
Thank you, Avi. December's Soul Matters theme is the practice of presence. Whether you celebrate Christmas, Hanukkah, winter solstice, or Kwanzaa, or anything else, these colder weeks with shorter days give us time to reflect. Lao Tzu states, if you are depressed or guilty, you are living in the past. If you're anxious, you are living in the future. If you are at peace, you are living in the present. The most precious gift we can offer ourselves and others is our presence. From Thich Nhat Hanh, our practice is always to resurrect ourselves, going back to the mind and the body with the help of mindful breathing and walking. This will produce our true presence in the here and now. Then we can become alive again. We'll be like dead people reborn. We are free from the past. We are free from the future. One of the best feelings in the world is knowing that your presence and absence both mean something to someone. We welcome Mark Bernstein, who is a former staff member with the Central East region of the UUA and continues his work with area congregations today as adjunct staff with the region. He is a 30-plus veteran of the Unitarian Universalist Church in Delaware County and Media. His sermon title today is When Soft Voices Die. If we're fortunate, our absence will continue to influence and inspire others as much as our presence did. So, how do you want to be remembered? I would like to invite Karen Marcus up to light the chalice while I read the opening words. In a world ravaged, sometimes the only thing we can do is be still for a moment. Be present in each moment as it unfolds. Your simple attention is what makes these moments holy. Helena Westbrook. Please welcome Sherry Christenberry with a message for all ages.
Good morning. This book is titled Scribble Stones. It's written and illustrated by Diane Alber. Really cool book. I hope you enjoy it. This story is about one happy stone who was gray and round and rarely alone. He lived with the others, all stacked in a pile, and waited calmly with a large, friendly smile. He looked a lot like this. Each stone had a purpose, but it wasn't known yet. Some would be landscaping and some a stone pet. There were so many things that the stones could be. The hardest part was just waiting to see. Stone knew that his purpose would brighten someone's day. He just wasn't sure how or in what kind of way. He imagined the things that he might soon become as he watched all the stones get picked up one by one. But his happy face slowly turned to a frown as he watched the tall pile start to dwindle on down. And although he was worried, he tried not to care until it was clear he was the last one there. Then it finally happened. Stone was quickly picked up. He was placed on a desk next to a very large cup. As Stone looked around, he thought, "This is so great." But he soon discovered he was a dull paperweight. I'm supposed to bring happiness, not hold paper still. There must be a mistake. This just can't be my skill. Then all of a sudden, a splatter flew high, and then some bright scribbles came wiggling by. They were headed right toward the short paper stack, and they filled up the paper on the front and the back. They were all making art. It was happening so fast. Stone feared that the paper would simply not last. He couldn't believe just how much the pile grew. Then he heard a small cry from the fun splatter crew. We knew that this pile was getting too tall. There is no more paper. We have used it all. The scribbles all cried. They now saw it too. This is a disaster. Oh, what will we do? Stone didn't want the scribbles to cry, so he thought of something that they could all try. He slowly rolled down the very large pile and said, I know how to make you all smile. I know I'm not paper, but I like art too. Do you think you could spare some red, yellow, and blue? They loved the idea and could not wait to start. Scribble began making a happiness heart. Splatter then painted some pale baby blue. Another scribble added a sunny gold hue. It didn't take long before more stones showed up, and soon the line grew behind the large red cup. To Stone's surprise, he was picked up once more. He had never heard of this happening before. More art was added, and he was on his way to become a small gift to brighten someone's day. Nearby, another stone's journey had begun. He was spreading such happiness and having such fun. Every time he traveled, someone added their part, sometimes just a scribble, sometimes fancy art. And we actually have some stones where our kids had painted chalices in the past. With each new layer of art, there was a story to share, and soon scribble stones were seen everywhere. They traveled the planet. It was quite an event, bringing happiness and fun wherever they went. Now thousands of stones inspire creativity each day, all because of a paperweight with a will and a way. But there's more. You can find a stone and add some heart. Add some art with heart, a scribble, a splatter, or a happiness heart. Then give it away and let someone know that this scribble stone makes happiness grow. So if each person adds a new color or a new design, it just grows and grows in its art form. Thank you.
Brings me back to the days of pet rocks. Although there are no children here today, let us sing to wish peace to all children wherever they are throughout the world. Please join me in singing Go Now in Peace.
Go now in peace, go now in peace. May the love of us surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go.
December's shared plate recipient is AHTN, Advocates for Homeless and Those in Need. AHTN runs Code Blue. Code Blue is a program where they take homeless people in when it's very, very cold, as it is this morning. Tonight is the very first day this season of Code Blue. They also transport people and offer free meals. You may donate during the plate collection or mail a check or do so online. Please donate generously and give with your heart. Your donations are received. Let me just wait. donations are received with gratitude. There are a few other things to say about giving this season, things that we're going to do. In January, we have a chance to help out at Caring for Friends in Philadelphia by making meals for the shut-ins in the Delaware Valley area. There is room for 10 volunteers, kids included, so please consider joining us. 2, the last day for the December monthly donation for food to the Bristol Food Bank will be on Christmas Eve. But if you want to donate before then, feel free to do so. This past month, we brought in 150 pounds of food. Finally, the annual giving tree is up and ready. Please choose an item and let Elizabeth Mitchell write down your selection. All gifts should be unwrapped and cost $30 or less. These items will be distributed to those in need by the Bucks County Housing Group on the 19th, so we must receive them here by the 15th. Now, I would like to welcome Mark Bernstein with a reading for this morning.
Thank you, Rich. Good morning, everyone. The morning reading is a poem, a lovely poem written by Merritt Malloy, and it's called Epitaph. When I die, give what's left of me away to children and old men that wait to die. And if you need to cry, cry for your brother walking the street beside you. And when you need me, put your arms around anyone and give them what you need to give to me. I want to leave you something better than words or sounds. Look for me in the people I've known or loved. And if you cannot give me away, at least let me live on in your eyes and not your mind. You can love me most by letting hands touch hands, by letting bodies touch bodies, and by letting go of children that need to be free. Love doesn't die, people do. So when all that's left of me is love, give me away. The words of Merritt Malloy.
Great words. And now, our man with a golden throat, Avi Wisnia, will sing a tune from a nearly forgotten yet very important songwriter from the 60s, Phil Oakes.
There's no place in this world where I'll belong when I'm gone, and I won't know the right from the wrong when I'm gone. You won't find me singing on this song when I'm gone, so I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. And I won't feel the flowing of the time when I'm gone. All the pleasures of love will not be mine when I'm gone. My pen won't pour a lyric line when I'm gone, so I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. And I won't breathe the bracing air when I'm gone, and I can't even worry about my cares when I'm gone. Won't be asked to do my share when I'm gone, so I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. And I won't be running from the rain when I'm gone, and I can't even suffer from the pain when I'm gone. Can't say who's to praise and who's to blame when I'm gone, so I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. Won't see the golden of the sun when I'm gone, and the evenings and the mornings will be one when I'm gone. Can't be singing louder than the guns when I'm gone, so I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. All my days won't be dances of delight when I'm gone, and the sands will be shifting from my sight when I'm gone. Can't add my name into the fight when I'm gone, so I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. And I won't be laughing at the lies when I'm gone. I can't question how or when or why when I'm gone. Can't live proud enough to die when I'm gone, so I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. There's no place in this world when I belong when I'm gone, and I won't know the right from the wrong when I'm gone. You won't find me singing on this song when I'm gone, so I guess I'll have to do it. I guess I'll have to do it. Guess I'll have to do it while I'm here.
You did that song very well. And let us welcome back Mark Bernstein with his sermon, When Soft Voices Die.
Avi, as usual, it's a perfect prelude to my message. And channeling Phil Oakes, it brings back really wonderful memories for me. It will come as no surprise to those of you who know me, and most, if not all of you, know me by now, that I grew up Jewish. I'm still Jewish, of course, but I left Judaism as a formal practice shortly after my bar mitzvah. Before I discovered Unitarian Universalism, I met and married my wife, who was not Jewish. She was, in fact, raised as a Southern Baptist. While Unitarian Universalism became our dominant faith, for our two boys, both Deb and I wanted to hold on to some of the practices and rituals that we loved as children. So every year we had a Christmas tree in our living room, fully decorated, and poinsettia plants scattered throughout the house. We also had a menorah and lit the candles on each of the 8 nights. One year, when the two holidays intersected, our menorah was burning brightly but was positioned too close to one of the poinsettia plants, and the plant caught fire. While we were putting out the flames, I could hear the voice of my grandmother in my head saying, "I told you that marrying out of your religion would cause problems." Memories. With Thanksgiving just passed, and with the advent of Christmas, no pun intended, and Kwanzaa and Hanukkah, this holiday season is the ripest of times for creating memories. The novelist and poet Cesare Pavese wrote, "We do not remember days, we remember moments." And novelist George Eliot, whose real name, by the way, was Mary Ann Evans, proclaimed, "What greater thing is there for two human souls than to feel that they are joined, to strengthen each other, to be at one with each other in silent, unspeakable memories." Memories are those moments that link the past with the present and if powerful enough, that linger well into the future. As I approach the midpoint of my life, all right, I find myself more often recalling the good and sometimes the bad memories from the past. But more importantly, I understand better the significance of creating new memories in the present with those I love, not so much for me, but for those I will leave behind. Or put another way, I am becoming more consumed with the significance of my eventual absence than with my presence. And this self-probing inevitably leads to this: how do I want to be remembered? It is not a question born out of ego or vanity. Asking ourselves questions regarding our life and our legacy help us determine if we are presently living the way we want to be remembered in the future. They help us to home in on changes that we need to make if it's not too late, and encourage us to take even more chances in this life. In a 2018 article authored by Gina Klingen, 15 people were asked how they wanted to be remembered. Their answers were powerful and provided a tiny glimpse into the lives they led. "I hope that I am remembered," wrote one, "as a person who always tried to build others up, even when the rest of the world tried to tear them down." Another offered this: "Remember me as the girl who made it her life goal to put the chaos of this world into words so that other people who were going through the same thing could relate and know they weren't alone." Still, a third wrote, "I want to be remembered as the person who always tried to do the right thing. If nothing else, remember that every time they stabbed me in the back, I bled nothing but loyalty." Interesting, huh? And a fourth said simply, "Remember me as the one who got away." When we talk about how we want to be remembered, many of us will use words like selfless, caring, compassionate, kind, loving, patient, understanding. We want to be remembered for the way we make others feel and how we treated those around us. But there is another aspect of being remembered that I believe is deeper and richer, and it has to do with our legacy. Our legacy. What we leave behind that has made a difference in the lives of others. For much of my career, when I wasn't doing congregational work, I engaged in leadership training for employees in healthcare organizations. In fact, I still dabble in it through Zoom and the magic of virtual learning. As part of the curriculum, I lead students through an exercise. Initially, I asked them to imagine a time in the future, hopefully far in the future, when it was time for them to retire and leave that organization. I asked them then to imagine that the executive director of the organization wants to hold a huge banquet in honor of the years of service they provided, and that the executive director would deliver a speech at the banquet detailing their accomplishments. However, I told them, the executive director is a busy person and would not have time to write the speech, so their assignment was to write the speech themselves. It wasn't a eulogy, it was their legacy, to convey in just a paragraph or two how they wanted to be remembered, what they did in their work at the agency that they are most proud of. What I was asking them to do was write their legacy. The reaction of the students to this exercise was really, really interesting. Some eagerly went to work on it, and others were more hesitant, indicating their reluctance to, quote, toot their own horn. But everyone did it, and what they wrote almost almost without exception, was eloquent and heartfelt. The challenge I present to the students is to live their legacy every day, to be today the kind of leader they want to be remembered for tomorrow. As the exercise ended, I suggested that they hold on to what they had written and refer to it often, reminding themselves how they want to be remembered. Gerontology professor Elizabeth G. Hunter researched legacy as a component of aging experience among women. And she found this, and I'm quoting her. Through the stories of the participants in the study, legacy emerges as a means of passing on the essence of one's self, in particular, one's values and beliefs. Legacy, she wrote, is a method of leaving something behind after death and making meaning of the end of life. It wasn't about being remembered so much as it was passing on what matters most to the next generation. Passing on our hard-won knowledge, our values and beliefs, our wisdom. As we older adults do this, we make meaning of our lives. We compose personal narratives that tell the story of how and why our lives have mattered. 3 scholars from the University of Otago in New Zealand walk into a bar. No, I'm just kidding, they don't, but it sounds like the beginning of a joke. They wrote a 2023 article that and wrote that legacies are likely appealing because they help us to transcend death, provide a purpose and satisfying ending to one's life story. And writer Peter Stropel put it this way: legacy is not leaving something for people, it's leaving something in people. If we focus on this quality of legacy, not only will we leave behind something that matters, but we will also be remembered as well. The lovely poem that I read this morning, Epitaph by Merritt Malloy, addresses this concept of legacy in touching and moving ways. The speaker wants their life and death to do as much good for the world as possible. Cry not for me, but pay attention to those who are still alive and suffering. Remember me for what I did, and channel my good intentions and heart in everything you do. Remain connected to the world and inspire unity and community. Connect with others and share your love. Give me away, but keep your love for the world alive. The aforementioned George Eliot famously wrote, "Our dead are never dead to us until we have forgotten them." I don't want to be forgotten. I want to live on in the memory of my children and my grandchildren and the people I have taught and touched and prayed with throughout my life. So how do I want to be remembered? Remember me as someone who made you laugh. Remember me as someone who inspired others to realize their potential, to be more understanding, to lead with dignity and compassion. Remember me for my fealty to the principles and promises of Unitarian Universalism. Remember me as someone who ultimately chose family over everything else and wanted only for his grandchildren to know and love him. The English poet Percy Shelley wrote the following poem in 1821. Like many of his poems, it was discovered after his death and published by his wife Mary Shelley in 1822. It speaks of the power of memory in keeping love alive long after one's death. Music, when soft voices die, vibrates in the memory. Odors, when sweet violets sicken, live within the sense they quicken. Rose leaves, when the rose is dead, are heaped for the beloved's bed. And so thy thoughts, when thou art gone, love itself shall slumber on. So, how do you want to be remembered?
Thank you, Mark. Great words. Got me thinking, focusing on legacy, not eulogy. And those are words I'll carry as I head toward the middle part of my life. Now is the time in our service when we recognize and lift up one another in love. Please come up to this microphone and share your joy or sorrow with love. Please be brief. Well, that's out of it.
Well, my great joy today is that our daughter, Jody Kelly, has joined us.
Good morning. I have a small joy. Yesterday in the early afternoon, I attended a lunch and learn at the First Baptist Church in Langhorne. The topic was the development of the Boone Farm into the African American History Museum of Bucks County. And there were a lot of key players who spoke. The two main things I want to share are that the people that run the First Baptist Church of Langhorne could not have been more hospitable. They shared a lovely lunch. There was a gift at every place setting. There were a lot of smiles and warm greetings. Secondly, as far as the development of the museum, they hope to open in the late spring. The exterior, I'm sure you've seen it, it's on 413 across the way from George School. And the exterior is just about completed at a cost of $3.5 million. And now they're trying to raise $2 million more by the end of the spring to complete the interior and prepare for an opening. So it was just a great event. I met a lot of the key players, and I hope that a representative can come here and visit with us, maybe during the coffee hour, and give us some more information. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Melanie. I just want to thank you. That service was really beautiful to me. I started a memoir for my adult kids, and it's going to turn into a legacy. I like the wording and how I feel about it now. And I put it down for quite a while, and I just been busy doing whatever and picked it up, and it's really meaningful. I like the whole perspective. So thank you.
Whether or not you shared today. For your joys, we in this community join you in celebration. For any sorrows or concerns, may you feel our sympathy and compassion. Now, Spirit of Life.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
Please join me in a meditation. In the midst of the whirling day, in the hectic rush to be doing, in the frantic pace of life, pause here for a moment. Catch your breath. Relax your body. Loosen your grip on life. Consider that our lives are always unfinished business. Imagine that the picture of our being is never complete. Allow your life to be a work in progress. Do not hurry to mold the masterpiece. Do not rush to finish the picture. Do not be impatient to complete the drawing. From beckoning birth to dawning death, we are in process. And always there is more to be done. Do not let the incompleteness weigh on your spirit. Do not despair that imperfection marks your every day. Do not fear that we are still in the making. Let us instead be grateful that the world is still to be created. Let us give thanks that we can be more than we are. Let us celebrate the power of the incomplete, for life is always unfinished business. Richard Gilbert.
Please rise in body or spirit as you are able for our closing hymn today, number 100, I've Got Peace Like a River. Simple words, a fun song, so please join in. Here we go. I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. Love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got joy. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. Strength. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain in my soul. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain in my soul. One last time, peace. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul.
May awareness lead you on your way. May you always be where you are, free from the quicksand of the past and let loose from the imagined fires of the future. And may you always hear the precious present calling you home. Our service is concluded. For those of you on Zoom, Arlette, Sandy, Gloria, and all the others, thank you for joining us today. We hope to see you again next week. In the meantime, I'd like to thank again Mark Bernstein for a wonderful sermon today, amazing. And for all who are here, please join us in the cafeteria for coffee, fellowship, and conversation. And be sure to visit the holiday tree. Go now in peace. Amen and blessed be.